sober and take care of it herself, which she would do so.
Yeah.
And my parents can figure it out on their own. But.
Well, and I think eventually when the clinic starts doing it, you know, then there'll be shots available there too. But so hopefully next week they'll call and give them at a time.
Who knows how these vaccines are going to be distributed?
What was weird though is I signed my mom, okay, and I put her cell phone in as point of contact. And then I went out, got out, and then I could sign Bob up right away. So then I signed him up. And I thought, well, I'm not going to use my mom's number. And I didn't want to use his cell because he doesn't ever. So I used the landline. My mom got a text on her cell for. Somehow they
put them together.
Put them together.
Good afternoon. I'll call to order the January 2021 meeting of the New Ulm Public Utilities Commission. The first item on our agenda is to provide a public meeting notice that we will be conducting the meeting via teleconference based on the circumstances of COVID-19. The next item on the agenda is to administer the oath of office for Commissioner Schanus.
Schanus, please rise and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mary Ellen Schanus,
I, Mary Ellen Schanus,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Minnesota,
and of the state of Minnesota,
and faithfully and impartially
and faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of Commissioner
of the Office of Commissioner
of the Public Utilities Commission
of the Public Utilities Commission
of said city of New Ulm,
of said city of New Ulm,
in the county of Brown,
and the county of Brown,
and state of Minnesota,
state of Minnesota,
to the best of my judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You could sign that
Yep.
then, and you have to sign that one
Yeah.
there. You did, okay, great. Way to- Thank you.
Next is to elect officers for 2021. We need a president and vice president. Be open to suggestions.
I'm good with the way they were in 2020. There's objection.
I would agree.
Does somebody want to make a motion to nominate?
I'll offer the motion to keep Linda Heine as president and Sean Finland as vice president for 2021.
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, then I imagine we could make a motion to cast a unanimous ballot, or do we just, should we just vote on the motion?
Commissioner Finland being remote, you probably should do a roll call.
Just vote on that motion, we don't need to have a different
You
motion.
could do, right. You could
Right.
call it, it's a roll call on that, yep.
Okay, go ahead and call the roll.
Okay. Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus? Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
And President Heine?
Yes. Motion carries. Next item is to approve the minutes from our December 22nd, 2020 meeting.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of the December 2020 meeting.
Second.
Any discussion of that motion? Hearing none, we can call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus? Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
And President Heine?
Yes. Motion carries. Next, we hear from our director for the monthly operations.
Commissioners, I just have a couple comments. One of those is on the transmission line reconstruction. That project is going very well, with the river crossing portion of that to be back in service on January 29th, and then they will be going on to Phase 2 of that project. The wastewater treatment pump and diffuser improvements projects, that notice to proceed is out for the project, so they're currently submitting shop drawings and developing a project schedule. And Southside Booster Rehabilitation Project, they're doing performance testing on that. So there's a small project checklist, and the goal is we would have a February closeout. So other than that, I didn't have any other comments. If you have any questions.
I'll make a motion to receive and order file the report regarding the monthly utility operations.
A second.
I'll second.
Any discussion of the motion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus?
Yes.
Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
And President Heine?
Yes. And then we want to recognize our employee of the month, who is Timothy Van Ruyen.
Yes, Timothy has been employed by the Public Utilities since December of 2019. Tim has stepped up during staff shortages, as have others, but he has made himself available for working days off to accommodate others who wanted days off for vacation. He's volunteered to do this without being asked and is always willing to assist as needed. Tim has recently been promoted to relief operator position and has learned the equipment and their auxiliaries with ease. He's a good self-learner, and his supervisor believes Tim deserves this award for his willingness to help the department when needed and has done it with great pride. So congratulations to Tim Van Ruin.
Yes, thank you, Tim, and could we have a motion to recognize Tim?
I'll offer the motion to recognize Timothy Van Ruin, relief operator in the electric production department as employee of the month for December 2020.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I call the roll?
Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus?
Yes.
Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
And President Heine.
Yes, motion carries. Next, we need to consider the mileage reimbursement rate for 2021. It's just a proposal to match it to the IRS standard, is that correct?
Yes. This actually brings the rate down from 57.5 cents, I believe, in the prior year, but it is bringing it even with the IRS rate for the year, so.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to receive notice that the city PUC's mileage reimbursement rate is decreasing to 56 cents per mile, effective January 1st, 2021, concurrent with the mileage rate set by the United States Internal Revenue Service.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, we can call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus?
Yes.
Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
President Heine.
Yes, motion carries. Next, we need to evaluate our commissioner appointments for, or make our commissioner appointments for 2021. So, just noticing that I'm not on any of the, I wasn't on any of the committees last year. I don't mean to.
Yeah,
It's good to be king.
the 2020 appointees were Sean Fingland and Shannon Hillesheim were on the Personnel Committee. Mary Ellen Schanus was on the Energy Awareness Commission, and Seth Vesser was on the Cable Communications Advisory Board.
So I'm personally good with staying on the Personnel Committee, especially given that we appear to be looking at another rate study coming up. I think it would be good to maintain some consistency.
I'd be willing to stay on that committee as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be willing to stay on the Cable Communications Advisory Board as well. We're just getting a fresh group, so.
And I will stay on the Energy Awareness Commission.
That just doesn't leave any slots for me. I do think that makes a lot of sense for personnel to keep the same, that continuity is important, so. Do we have a motion then to appoint those? I guess I can make a motion, right? I'll make a motion to appoint the commissioners to the committees as just, Commissioner Hillesheim and Commissioner Fingland to personnel, Commissioner Schanus to energy awareness, and Commissioner Visser to cable communications.
I'll second.
Any discussion? You can call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus?
Yes.
Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
President Heine.
Yes, motion carries. All right, then we need to discuss the net energy billing service rates. We discuss this every year. Is this the same as this come up in the
Yes,
past?
this needs to be updated annually, yes.
Thank you, go ahead.
Yes, this is every year, so we're asking that we approve the New Ulm Public Utilities Net Energy Billing Services rate for 2021 to be effective with the March 2021 billing. According to the Minnesota Statute 216B.164, municipal utilities and cooperatives are required to provide a net energy rate to promote renewable energy installations. In New Ulm's case, this rate is to compensate customers that have installed a solar installation and are connected to the New Ulm Public Utilities distribution system. We are proposing the residential rate change from 0.1234 per kilowatt hours to 0.1272 cents per kilowatt hour. in 2021. The small commercial rate changing from 0.1206 cents per kilowatt hour in 2020 to 0.1189 cents per kilowatt hour in 2021. Large commercial rate changing from 0.0828 cents per kilowatt hour in 2020 to 0.0928 cents per kilowatt hour in 2021. Currently, New Ulm Public Utilities has 13 qualifying facilities with a total rated capacity of 137.28 kilowatt hours on our system. There are 6 residential and 7 small commercial customers that qualify.
Are all 13 solar?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just curious if there's any other renewable energies or on the system.
Madam President, just for the record, I believe the presentation you were indicating these were referring to so many cents. The fractions are, or the percentages are actually of $1.
Sorry, 12.34 cents to 12.72 cents, 12.06 cents to 11.89 cents,
Right. Okay.
8.28 cents to 9.28 cents. I apologize for that. Thank you.
I can make a motion to approve the New Ulm Public Utilities net energy billing service rates for 2021 to be effective with the March 2021 billing.
Second?
Any discussion of the motion? Hearing none, you can call the roll.
Commissioner Finland,
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim,
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus.
Yes.
Commissioner Visser,
Yes.
President Heine.
Yes. Motion carries. Next is our utility rates for 2021, proposing a 0% rate increase.
Yes, Commissioners. Based on the 2021 annual budget for the utility, there will not be a rate increase for electric, water, gas, district energy, or wastewater funds this year, so there is a 0 rate increase. I just want to make one correction. The last rate increase for the electric fund actually was in 2018, not 2012, so just wanted to make that correction. But district energy, the industrial rate had a small increase in 2018. Natural gas rates have not seen an increase in over 10 years, and water and wastewater's last increase was in 2013. There's currently a cost of service study that's being done at this time for water and wastewater, and that there's a potential for a rate increase, but that will be in 2022.
Thank you.
I'll make the motion to approve a 0% rate increase for calendar year 2021 for the electric, water, gas, district energy, and wastewater funds.
A second.
Any discussion of the motion? Okay, we can call the roll.
Commissioner Finland,
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim,
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus,
Yes.
Commissioner Visser,
Yes.
President Heine.
Yes. Motion carries. Next, we have a request to express our intent to reimburse expenditures with bond proceeds.
Commissioners, this is just kind of a checklist of things that need to get done for the bonds, and it will allow us to, once we receive the bonds, or sell the bonds, to actually go back and reimburse ourselves for costs that we've already incurred for those projects.
Okay.
The bond sale is in April, so.
I'll offer a
Okay,
resolution. Go ahead, Sean.
I'll offer a resolution and waive the reading to declare official intent of New Ulm Public Utilities Commission to reimburse expenditures with proceeds of tax-exempt general obligation public utility revenue and refunding bonds, Series 2021A.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, call the roll.
Commissioner Finland,
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim,
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus, Commissioner Visser,
Yes.
President Heine.
Yes. Resolution passes. Next is again an annual consideration, I think, at least as long as I've been on, to commit funds to the Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities.
President Heine, Commissioners, this is, yes, it is an annual bill that we get from Coalition from Greater Minnesota's Soda cities above and beyond what we pay them, as this primarily works for wastewater and water services and lobbying for those, with the MPCA to help make sure that infrastructure stays in place. Council did approve our portion on January 19th, so this is just the second half, which would be around $1,700.
I'll authorize a commitment to submit payment to the Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities, CGMC, in the amount of $1,705.50 for the CGMC Environmental Action Fund after January 1st, 2021, and on or before February 1st, 2021.
Second.
Any discussion of the motion? No. Go ahead, call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland,
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim,
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus.
Yes.
Commissioner Visser,
Yes.
President Heine.
Yes, motion carries. Next, we're talking about you mentioned, Commissioner Finglin already mentioned the classification and compensation study.
Yeah, President Heine, Commissioners. So before you have a proposal to authorize myself to sign a contract with DDA Human Resources in the amount of $23,750 to do a class and comp study. The city council approved to pay their half of the class and comp study at their January 19th meeting. We did receive 2 quotes for this project, one from Gallagher at $25,000, who we utilize for our broker services for health insurance, and the other was from DDA Human Resources at $23,750, and we use them to do the city manager recruitment. We did budget $25,000 total for the project, which would be split with the utilities. We decided to move forward with DDA, and this was due to DDA willing to benchmark all the jobs, and Gallagher was only looking at benchmarking 60 of the jobs, and that was a problem or a sticking point we had with the last class and comp study. They didn't benchmark enough of the jobs, so DDA is going to do all the jobs. Shauna did reach out to references provided by DDA, and they were all positive. The study will consist of general review of job descriptions, utilizing our current evaluation system, a market study of all jobs, a benefit review, and options to adjust our current compensation plan. If we need to reevaluate any job, which means the points that were assigned to that specific classification, that would be done at $200 per job. So Shauna recommends moving forward with DDA, and the council has already approved that.
Okay, thank you.
So, Chris, the only question I had, and it just wasn't clear from my reading, and maybe I missed something. There was 3 options that was given to us by DDA.
Mm-hmm.
That the middle option 2, that market analysis, is just kind of a lesser option. But the ongoing maintenance option, was that a $20,250 year over year? Is that what they were saying?
Yes, because we thought that too, and we were looking at doing that third option. But when we did ask for clarification, that is a year over year expense.
Okay. So it's just a $3,000, $3,500 discount, but you would do it every year then.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'll offer a motion to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with DDA Human Resource Incorporated in the amount of $23,750 to complete a classification and compensation study.
I'll second.
Any discussion of the motion? Hearing none, we can call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland,
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim,
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus.
Yes.
Commissioner Visser,
Yes.
President Heine.
Yes. Motion carries. Let's see, next we have consideration for a heat exchanger controls upgrade. Our engineers here.
Good afternoon. Before you have the two quotes for upgrading our heating system. You'll notice this is an unbudgeted item. We've started having some issues, can we say? I don't know if we want to call them significant quite yet. But as we had our electricians start investigating them, some of their controllers and stuff are shot. The wiring is starting to be very brittle, and it's just going to become an ongoing issue. The base bid is about $9,500, and then we've got a $3,500 option that we're electing to do. This option would be the beginning of doing building automation. So we would be more automated. We could, in the next phase, maybe get our other heating system to start talking to one another so they don't have times when they're conflicting, which is the next step in improving an old heating system. And I'll try to answer any questions.
When did we, Dan, when did we become aware of this? When was this, did this come to our attention?
We started having issues in October, and Gary Bernick, our electrician, has been investigating and working on it for the last couple of months. And then we developed these two quotes to fix some of the issues he's finding.
Okay, thank you.
I'll offer the motion to authorize the city manager to accept the proposal from Train US DBA Train of St. Paul, Minnesota for the Public Utilities Administration Building Heat Exchanger Controls Upgrade in the amount of $13,020.
I'll second.
Any discussion? You can call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland,
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim,
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus.
Yes.
Commissioner Visser,
Yes.
President Heine.
Yes. Motion carries. And then we have a Northside Substation Relay Replacement Project.
Yes, this project you've actually seen last year. We had it in the budget, and this year. Last year, we elected with the transmission project, we were still working with Excel to make sure that we would have the correct relays and all that. And we were doing some investigating. So we opted to do some relays on the south side sub. Well, now we're, as Director Mandefield mentioned, we're in the middle of construction on the transmission line. We'll be done in March. So now we'd like to go ahead and do our north side relays as we had planned before. Again, this is eliminating some electrical mechanicals that are very hard to get people to work on and moving to the SEL relay Schweitzers, which we can tie into directly with our SCADA in a future project and eliminate more hardware out there and less places for errors to happen.
I will author,
Any questions? Oh, sorry.
I'll offer the motion to authorize the city manager to accept the proposal from Power Systems Engineering Incorporated to develop plans and specifications and to acquire and oversee the replacement of the transformer and bus differential electromechanical delays in the relays in the north side substation in the amount of $95,200.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion of the motion? Hearing none, you can call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland,
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim,
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus, Commissioner Visser,
Yes.
President Heine.
Yes, motion carries. Now we have a wastewater biosolids spreader to purchase.
Yes, President Heine, Commissioners, this is asking to have the city manager accept the quote from Boss Supply of Janesville for a non-7,000 gallon Magnum spreader in the amount of $56,758. This equipment is used in the biosolids application, and the wastewater budgeted $200,000 to replace the biosolids tractor and spreader. This is the spreader portion. They're still waiting to get quotes on the tractor. There was a second quote that was obtained. And just as a note, they purchased the the current spreader for $47,727. So they're getting a trade-in, I believe, of $47,000 for this one, and purchasing the new one for $56,000. So it's pretty good. And bought the old one at $47,700. So basically,
Oh, it's value.
cost them $700.
And you anticipate the 200,000 will still most likely be okay?
Yeah, we'll stay within our budget, yep, so far.
You're talking about that increase of a minimum of $5,000. Is that included in that, or could that be extra?
That is not included. The indication was if we waited any longer to purchase it, with the price of steel going up, the quotes probably would not be valid anymore, and it would cost about $5,000 more to purchase it, so.
But if we do it now, then it wouldn't.
If we do it now, we're fine. These are the values that they were giving us, yes.
I'll offer the motion to authorize the city manager to accept the quote from Boss Supply of Janesville, Inc. for a non-7,000 gallon Magnum spreader in the amount of $56,758.
Second.
I'll second.
Any discussion on the motion? You can go ahead and call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus?
Yes.
Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
President Heine?
Yes. Motion carries. Next, we have Derek Nelson to tell us about the Tom Bovitz Scholarship.
Hey, good evening. So each year, MMUA Minnesota Municipal Utilities Association offers the Tom Bovitz Memorial Scholarship Award program to high school seniors. Any high school senior who resides in an area where their electrical or gas supplier is a member of MMUA may participate in the scholarship. They can do this by submitting an essay interpreting one or more aspects of the theme Municipal Utilities, Good for All of Us. MMUA scholarship prizes total $5,000, which are split into $2,000 scholarship, excuse me, $1,500 scholarship, a $1,000 scholarship, and a $500 scholarship. So for many years, the New Ulm Public Utilities has offered a $500 local scholarship to local winning entry. And then that local entry goes on to the MMUA for the possibility for one of those additional scholarships. So the information regarding this scholarship can be found at MMUA's website or obtained from the public utilities, myself, and also, if approved, of course, by the commission here, I'll be sending information to the 3 local high schools, Cathedral High School, Minnesota Valley Lutheran, and New Ulm Public High School.
This is one we've done last year and prior.
It's been done numerous, yeah, it's been all the way back, I think, into the 90s. I think
Yeah.
the New Ulm Public Utilities has offered some sort of scholarship.
Have we had?
Yeah,
the-
we added the 500, I think, within the last handful of years. But
Yes.
We've been supporting
Right,
Okay.
for a long time.
you're correct.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the local Tom Bovitz Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Any discussion of the motion? Go ahead and call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim? Yes. Commissioner Schanus?
Yes.
Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
President Heine?
Yes, motion carries. Derek, you want to tell us about the Energy Awareness Commission?
Yeah, so over the last few years, the Energy Awareness Commission has had difficulty meeting quorums to hold meetings, beginning back in, starting with the July 9th, 2019 meeting. The Energy Awareness Commission has canceled 7 meetings due to a lack of a quorum. This issue is problematic due to the meetings every other month, which was something the commission voted on a few years ago. As in the past, continually canceled meetings can result in going several months without a meeting. The possibility of future meetings being canceled due to a quorum issue has recently increased. The EAC currently has 5 remaining members on a commission with 9 possible commissioner spots. Going forward, if one current member is not able to attend, a quorum will not be met. So we've come up with some proposed scenarios to address the problem of not having any meetings. One is we reduce the commission to 5 members, which then the quorum would be 3 members, which I think would be much more manageable. Before I began this position, they were holding meetings, but they were having, from what I was told from past members, not having the consistency of the same people coming. They'd maybe have a quorum, but so at that point it gets kind of hard filling in people that weren't there on kind of what's going on and what's transitioning within the commission. Continue to seek members to fill those vacant spots. And the last one would be to eliminate the commission. So I kind of stated about some past things with the other commissioners. Additionally, during our last meeting, the members were asking the Public Utilities Commissioners for their opinion on what goals and purpose the EAC should work toward going forward. Should you decide to continue the Energy Awareness Commission, your opinion and thoughts will help guide them with their task of establishing a mission statement for the commission. By establishing a mission statement, the EAC will let others, such as citizens, customers, and future commissioners know the purpose and values of the Energy Awareness Commission.
So some of the things the commission has been doing, like you set up a booth at the home fair. Right. And is this commission helpful to you during Public Power Awareness Week in planning that event? And
In the past, they haven't.
okay.
I think, let's see. That's in October. Public Power Week is in October. I'm trying to think when the meeting is, if it's just more convenient to do that in-house. But that's something that can easily, they can contribute to.
Is that kind of the role that they've played, though, as like part of the public awareness activities?
Yeah,
I
so
kinda
like-
remember judging posters once, maybe, does that sound familiar?
Fourth grade poster contest, home show. Obviously, there's input on the actual conservation improvement programs, whether that's, we've gone, I did a kind of an internal audit on the programs. I wanted to go outside and verify my findings with an exterior company to do an audit on the programs. So the Energy Awareness Commission was involved with that, getting the approval to go and do that. Then that information was brought to them to inform them more on the programs and make decisions based off of that on how the program should proceed, such as reducing a program or reducing a rebate amount in a program, increasing a rebate amount, eliminating or adding on to a program. There was also a campaign we did with a nonprofit, the Saving Watts and Drops campaign, where we purchased just under $5,000 worth of LED bulbs and kitchen and bathroom aerators for low-income multifamily units. So there's purpose for them, but the problem is there's not much I can do with them when we're not holding meetings. So that forces me to try to continue to go on with this and override them kind of at times because we're not having quorums, and these items need to keep going and moving along. Because we could go, now that we meet every other month, if we miss a meeting, we miss another meeting, I could go 6 months without having an Energy Awareness Commission meeting, so.
So I know we're supposed to do conservation improvement programs, they're statutory, they're required of us.
Yep.
So do we know if this commission, is there a rule or regulation that we operate under that requires us to have a commission?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So what would that look like for you, Derek, if you didn't have that commission?
I guess a lot of these things could be done in-house, but there's also the other point of having community involvement, which is important. So we are looking to have them, we're having someone from outside that works with Green Step Cities, if you've heard of that. They're going to come present to the Energy Awareness Commission. And the next step, if this commission goes forward, is try to have them be a focal point with this. If approved, that of course needs to be approved by the city council, a resolution by them to go forward. So there's things that we could go do with this commission if certain things are approved.
So you were inclined to kind of want to keep it in place as opposed to abolishing it?
I think there's I think there's still a purpose for it.
I would be in favor of dropping the number to make it more workable.
I think that's
Yeah.
fair to the people
Yeah,
that
as would I.
want to be, because we went out to the remaining commissioners, advisory board, asked them if they would like to proceed on being on this. We have five left. So there are people that still want to be involved with this. I think reducing it down to 5 is at least a start. If it proceeds to get worse, and we can't even get 3 people, then that's definitely a sign that maybe something else needs to be looked at.
This seems to make like a good logical step, paring it down from 9 to 5 at least. At least you've got some confidence people will show up.
Right. Exactly, yeah.
And as far as the mission, it sounds like promoting conservation improvement and public power in the community.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Right.
Madam President, I just have a question. I don't know if these terms are annually appointed? 'Cause I don't know if we've identified who the members then would be. If they're existing members and it would just continue. It sounds like there would be 4 members and then Commissioner Schanus would be the 5th, is that correct?
That's
Or-
correct, yes.
Okay.
Four continuing community members along with public utilities.
And I just don't know if this is something that the commission approves annually, or if it's just
This
a
is-
multi-year term.
And does the mayor appoint these commissions? This is a commission just like all the other,
They have in the past, but if I'm not mistaken, this is not in the charter.
Yeah, it's not in the charter. They serve a 3-year term. They can do 2 consecutive, and they are appointed by the mayor.
So of the 4 who were there, I don't know what their terms would be. If
Yeah, it looks
they're
like,
expiring or-
There was one that
There's one that I
One
think
that
is
went off.
expiring at the
One
end of
that went off.
2021.
The other
Yeah.
ones are still.
are
have
good till
current
the end of
terms.
So it would be
2022.
through the rest of the year.
Yeah. And I think the intent is if the commission agrees to change from 9 to 5, then we need to take it to the council, correct, for 2 readings?
If this, I'm not sure if this is in an ordinance or not.
It's in an ordinance, but it's not in the charter.
Okay, if it's in part of the code, it would have to be amended then to reflect that.
Yeah.
right?
So
And
the
it would have
intent would be to,
considered twice.
yeah, take it to the 2 February meetings, and then it would be effective.
so our motion is advisory, basically, just saying that we would consent to that activity and then it would just have to proceed from there.
Right, that it's your recommendation to go to the city council to do that, yes. And I think if we don't have an EAC, you may see some more items coming to you for maybe clarification or for, a path to go, whereas we have the commission who can kind of take that and go with that, so. I think Derek and I both agree that at least to try with the 5 members and develop some type of a mission statement and what their goals would be and, work with them.
And I think the 5 people that are left on it are going to be attending meetings more
I
than
agree, yeah.
when the 9.
Yeah, they all, like Derek said, we did do, or he did, a poll to see who was interested. And the 5 that are remaining are the 5 that want to continue to come, so.
Are there any members who still technically are on it, whose terms haven't expired?
Yes, there are 4 that expire at the end of 2022.
Because I would think that, assuming that the council would agree to amend the ordinance to reduce it to 5, the commission might want to confirm that on the record who the members are. But that's not going to happen until it's actually, effective with the code being amended.
We could bring that to the February meeting, because I think we could hit both the 2 city council meetings.
If it
Is
could
that
be
what you're
done
saying?
that quickly, I
March
think you
1?
have to publish it.
Oh,
so you
okay.
have to-
First reading would be the second, February, and then the first meeting.
Okay.
So I see the sort of the action request is first to decide whether we want to, make a change to the numbers or eliminate the commission. And then also below, Derek, you mentioned that the commission has asked for some direction from us as far as, is that part of what you'd like today, other than a discussion we've already had, or how would that be helpful? How could we be helpful in providing direction to the EAC?
I guess it would be the, approve or deny reducing the number 9 members to 5, or at least be the first option. Is that what you're asking?
So towards the bottom of the.
Oh, the bottom.
Yeah, it says, in discussion with the current members, they said, should you decide to continue, our opinions and thoughts would help guide them with establishing a mission statement. Do they want some input from us other than the decision on whether to continue and whether to reduce, or was that?
They mentioned that they would like some sort of guidance, because there are new members that feel like they are not fully aware of what the whole purpose of the commission is. If I'm not mistaken, is that what you've gathered,
Right,
correct?
just to get your ideas on what we should put in our mission statement.
If you,
have.
if you look under the, about the commission, there's probably 5 bullet points, which originally were what the commission probably took part in the past. That hasn't been updated. So, maybe a thought would be is to just look at those, see if you agree with those still, if there's anything that you would want to add to that or change, that might be helpful.
And I think from this, and if there's any input that you want to give, it might be best for me to come up with 2 or 3 mission statements or type of mission statements for them to actually pick from or go off of.
So on those 5 bullet points, I like all of them, except that I don't know what number the third one is. New ideas and Department of Public Services. Do we know what that's referring to? Concerns for action by.
I'm not even sure if there's a Department of Service
Department of Public
technically.
Service.
I
Yeah.
think it might have evolved somewhere else. That's how old, this information, I think that's
Okay.
evolved into something else.
So would it be proper to maybe hold, Derek and Chris, a work session for like maybe a half-hour work session where we can discuss this and maybe come up with something more firm that we want you to tackle?
Yeah, we certainly could do that. If you would want to agree to the 5 members, we could at least get that rolling. And then we could do a work session to talk about, I'm intending on having one sometime in February anyway for another issue, so I could probably just tack that on to that meeting. And that would give, we could try to come up with a couple of mission statements or something to kind of help the discussion go as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it just seems like that would maybe be an appropriate form rather than us trying to brainstorm through in this meeting.
Sure, we can do
Seem
that.
to have a consensus on the 5. Does somebody want to make a motion?
Just to add that the Energy Awareness Commission had talked about getting together for a work session also. But that's not going to, that hasn't been planned yet, right?
No, it was all dependent on this agenda item.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to have a meeting with the quorum to make it. Okay.
Well, I can
So,
make a motion. Oh, you have another question, Sean? Sorry.
Go ahead, Sean.
No, I was going to make the motion. Go ahead, Seth.
To approve reducing the number, reducing the 9 members to 5 members on the Energy Awareness Commission.
Second.
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion on, or any discussion on this motion? You call the roll?
Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus?
Yes.
Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
President Heine?
Yes. Motion carries. All right, network upgrades. IT.
Yes, good evening, Commissioners. Nate Barron, IT Supervisor. This item before you, we have, for the last 10 years and perhaps more, we've utilized a service from Nuvera, a virtual local area network service to connect our outlying buildings. There aren't a whole lot of utility buildings that utilize this service, but because we provide the IT service for the city as well, that a lot of the buildings in this agreement are city buildings, and then those are charged back to those departments. Up till now, these speeds have been, when I arrived here, they were 10 megabits. We've upgraded most of them to 20 megabits, but that's probably slower than most of you have at your homes at this point. So this new agreement would be a 60-month agreement, and it would increase those speeds to 100 megabits to most of the buildings. With a couple of buildings getting an extra bump to 200 megabits. So we're getting closer to modern speeds. Here, if you're connected to our network physically, it's 1,000 megabits, so that kind of gives you a scale of the difference there. This does increase the cost. Our monthly cost is a little bit more than double what we pay currently. But this has been budgeted for, and it was included in the IT budget that you approved coming into 2021. So it's not a surprise.
I've got one question. I noticed that it looks like we're gonna be upgrading the fire hall and the wastewater department.
Yes.
Is that to fiber then?
Yes, actually, all the buildings will be fiber.
Okay.
There's, all the buildings that are connected with this on that quote, there are, all but 2 of them are already fiber. You've probably noticed Nuvera's been upgrading pretty substantially throughout town. So all the buildings are fiber except for the wastewater department and the fire department.
Okay.
Fire department, there's fiber to that neighborhood, so it's just getting it to the property. Wastewater, of course, is way off, on the far end of town there, and there's still upgrades that they're doing at that end of town. This agreement would include the build out for that, and actually, if you look at the bottom of the quote, they waive the costs for those upgrades. We did get a quote from Comcast to provide the same service, and the monthly cost was very close. I think they were, I believe they were almost dollar for dollar on the monthly service, but Comcast had more construction costs because they don't have service to some of these buildings. So that put them over the Nuvera bid.
Okay. Yeah, my only question was associated, after that upgrade is done, the rates wouldn't change. They would stay locked in at what's on this proposal then?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
It'd be for 60 months, we would have that monthly cost, yep. Mhm.
Any other questions?
I'll offer the motion to authorize the city manager to sign the agreement with Nuvera for a 60-month BLS service and internet.
I'll second.
Any discussion of the motion? Hearing none, we can call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland,
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim,
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus.
Yes.
Commissioner Visser,
Yes.
President Heine.
Yes. Motion carries. And Nate, you have some equipment you're done with?
Yes, we generally save up a bunch of equipment and then ask you to declare it surplus at the end of the year, or the next year. And this is all equipment that has been upgraded and has little to no value. Then we recycle it with PCs for People, which is our recycling partner. They securely erase equipment that needs to be erased and provide us with a certificate of destruction.
Thanks.
Yeah, I can make a motion to declare the listed IT equipment as surplus and authorize IT staff to sign and transfer of ownership.
I'll second.
Any discussion of the motion? Okay, call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland,
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus?
Yes.
Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
President Heine?
Yes, motion carries. And then we have some gas surplus equipment, gas department surplus equipment as well.
Yes, this is just for some meter meter riser brackets. They're no longer used in our system, so we would like to sell them through GovDeals auction website.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to declare obsolete meter riser brackets, the gas department of surplus property, and authorize disposition pursuant to the requirements of the city code and charter.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus? Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
President Heine?
Yes, motion carries. And finally, we have our list of claims for January.
I can offer the motion to consider acceptance of list of claims paid in the amount of $3,186,102.49.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Go ahead and call the roll.
Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Schanus?
Yes.
Commissioner Visser?
Yes.
President Heine?
Yes, motion carries. That's all the business that we have today. So we are adjourned.